This is both for Vinny and Dell. You talked earlier about the differences between golf and basketball. Just what lessons do you feel you guys have learned from your decorated careers in basketball that you feel that you've been able to apply to your golf game in Lake Tahoe that kind of gives you an advantage over the competition?
I think I mean, it's funny, I don't think you're never as good as you think, and you're never as bad as you think in golf. It's kind of like you hit a couple good shots and you're like, oh, you got away with a couple things, or then you hit a couple bad shots. You're like, okay, make a couple adjustments. I think like if I threw Dell a chest pass right now, he wouldn't even think about anything except boom, really. Like he wouldn't even it would just be natural. Like it's just, he's done it a zillion times and he's trained that since he was a young kid like I have. So it's like, it's just kind of, basketball is a reaction sport. The less you think, the quicker your feet are. It just happens. Where in golf, the ball's sitting there and you have more time to kind of think about, okay, I have to turn the wind, the pin's over here. Am I going to cut it, fade it? How am I going to how do I play my game? So I think it's just kind of a different mindset that you have to work through, whether you're playing well or not. But the competitive part of it, even when, you hit a good shot in golf, you're like, I could have hit it a little bit better or whatever. But, the ball goes through the net. Dell will tell you, we can get away with it sometimes because of our follow through or whatever, but it wasn't like a perfect shot, but it goes in and it looks good. But in our mind, I'm like, Dell was always like, we can swish him. We can do this. We had all these little trick things we did to test ourselves. So it's just a different mentality, but it's still the same competitive part of our brain that wants us to continue to improve and get better and challenge ourselves, because I think that's just how we're wired, because being satisfactory at anything just isn't good enough in our minds, because we can't sleep at night. Like it bothers me to be average at something. I have to work at it until I figure it out. And that's the fun part for me, the challenge of it, whether it's golf, basketball, or anything I do.
Well, let me start by saying first, I don't think I have the advantage on anybody in golf. One, for me, it's just being patient and remembering that it's a sport that I love to play, and I'm blessed to be able to play it. I'm not a professional. I wish I worked on my golf game as hard as I worked on my basketball game, but because that's not the case, I can't get upset when I don't hit that fade or that cut or miss a 2-footer for double bogey where I lose 2 points instead of staying even. I just got to remember it's a fun walk with whoever I'm playing with. We're all fortunate to be there, and the game is bigger than us. So let's just have fun. If you hit a good shot, if you happen to be in contention, then you try to grind it, get real competitive, try to finish what you started. But I go there with an open mind. It's going to be a fun week regardless.